From foundations to finishing touches, every new home has its own story. And today we're telling the story of 4 different Boise homes with a different buyer in mind, from the budget conscious to the luxury lover. And be sure to share your thoughts or ask your questions about any of these builds in the comments below. There is no shortage of new construction in the Boise market today. Whether that is in Boise itself or even more so, you'll find new construction in the cities throughout the Treasure Valley. As we have experienced such huge growth over the last several years, especially during the pandemic, new construction pushed farther out. So when it may have been centralized in years past, like in cities like Meridian, now it's in every community. So let's just say it started in Eagle, and then as those boundaries got pushed, then it moved to Star. Then as those boundaries got pushed, it moved farther west to Middleton. And then there's always been new construction in areas that were previously agriculture, especially on the perimeter of the Treasure Valley, like Caldwell, Nampa, and Kuna. That's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. When it comes to new construction, there's definitely not a one-size-fits-all. You can find affordable housing in the new construction market all the way up to multi-million-dollar homes and everything in between. And what you'll find is that the more affordable homes present, they're usually in builder-specific tracts, and they offer a set amount of floor plans, and it's repeated throughout the community. Typically, these communities showcase one builder. Then as you move up to the mid-range option, there will still be either 1 or 2 builders that might be introduced, but you have a selection. You have the ability to make more selections. Then, when you move into communities that have the luxury option, well, then you may be opened to whatever builder you choose, and it could be that every builder on the block is somebody different. So our most affordable option is going to be this tract builder, kind of like the one that I'm in, which is built by CBH Homes, which is Southern Idaho's largest quantity builder. And there are a number of other builders out there that are not as big as CBH, but a number of other builders at this price point. But what really stands out at this price point is that they have homes in standing inventory. So what does that mean? That at any given time when you need to purchase, you can find a home that is 1,500 square feet, like this one that we're in, all the way up to 3,000 square feet on a 1/4 acre. And they will be at super affordable price points, which is great whether you are a first-time home buyer or an investor. Now, these communities that they're in, they're not going to be amenity rich. You might have some grassy areas, a playground, but typically they won't have community pools. But these builders also constantly run incentives and promotions. So what does that mean for you as a buyer? That means that you can get your fridge included, you can get your washer and dryer included, or in a situation like this where you have no landscaping and no fencing, they can put that in as well. And again, most of these communities are going to be smaller lots. You're going to look into your neighbors' yards. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just what it is at this price point. So I wanted to bring you into this CBH home too, which as you can see is still under construction, but to let you know that there are such a variety of floor plans available. So this one is almost 3,000 square feet, and it still has a ways to go before it will hit the market officially, but this is still $600,000. And something to note is there's going to be a variety of surfaces that you will find throughout the CBH communities. So in some cases you might find granite countertops, where in other neighborhoods that don't necessarily warrant that, then you might find Formica countertops and such. So it definitely differs depending on community, depending on city, but this just gives you a little variety. And there are so many floor plans available, whether it's this builder or one of the other I would call it affordable builders that we have that are really in those beginning price points. They have so many floor plans. So if there's something specific that you're looking for, reach out and let's talk through the various floor plans that are available. Hi, if you're new to my channel, I'm Erica Toffel, Global Real Estate Advisor with Group 1 Sotheby's International Realty, and I specialize in helping you relocate to Boise, Idaho, or any of the surrounding areas, and I specialize in new construction. So reach out if you have questions, if you want guidance. My information is on the screen. And please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. And if you're watching on your television, you can scan the QR code to contact me directly. So now we've moved into a mid-range home price. So let's think $700,000 and up. And what you get once you bump up to that next level is definitely ceiling height. You get changes in finishes, right? So quality of cabinetry, countertops. Again, it comes with space. In the last selection of homes, those more tract homes, you had electric stoves. Here you have gas stoves. So it's those small details that really make a difference. You have a fireplace, which if you check out over here, and you'll start to see those changes as your price point increases. So something else to note about this next tier of homes is that they won't have as many just in standing inventory. So that gives you a little bit more flexibility to come in, pick a lot that may be more desirable to your lifestyle, pick the floor plan, and then you do have the opportunity to go through the selection phase. So that can make a big difference when you're jumping up even just a couple $100,000 from that budget-friendly selection to the mid-range selection, which is where we're at now. And then on top of that, you typically have situations where the yard has been landscaped, it's fenced already, so it really gives you more of that sense of privacy. But once again, communities in that mid-level range are still going to have homes sort of on top of each other, unless you're really finding a location where it's a brand new neighborhood on the outskirts that has a little bit more land to offer. And then you'll have communities in that mid-range that offer amenities in their neighborhood, like pools or parks or walking trails. So now we've come to the high-end option. So sort of that third tier. And something I didn't explain earlier, you will have the most quantity at the bottom of this pyramid, so that budget-friendly option. Then as you move up into that mid-range, you'll still have a large amount of homes available to choose from. Then as we move up into this higher end tier, then you're probably around $1 million and up. And there's some standing inventory, but a lot of times you'll get opportunities to make selections as you find a neighborhood that you like or you find a floor plan that you like. And what you'll notice is that the finishes just keep stepping up. So you'll get things like wainscoting on the wall, you'll get this variation in textures, just attention to detail. It usually, once you hit that $1 million price point, this is a pet peeve of mine, there better be a fridge included in your home. In this particular case, you've got Wolf, you've got Sub-Zero. And then what's really special about this price point, at least for this particular neighborhood, is if you'll come over here, you'll see that you get a larger parcel of land. So this one is almost half an acre. So come check out this yard. So it was worth noting that my cameraman, which also happens to be my son, 16-year-old son, made a couple of observations when we came into this neighborhood and into this particular home. And that's that it suddenly had glass door, which felt more elegant to him. He said that every home looked different. And that's because, as I mentioned before, when you get into these higher end communities, every home may be built by a different builder. So you're not going to have the same elevations. You're not going to have the same floor plans. So there definitely has that feel of variety once you drive into those higher end neighborhoods, which is pretty cool, especially if a 16-year-old can notice it. And then he also commented, which is what I told you earlier, that there's just a higher level of detail. Like there was a difference between the cabinet coloring, the cabinet hardware, the actual plumbing fixtures, the fact that it has the double oven. So again, these are things that a young man is pointing out, and that's how you feel the difference when you get into these higher end homes. Two more things that you're going to find at this higher end, on these higher end properties, and that's something super simple, but just kind of has that elegant feel. You're gonna get under cabinet lighting, which you'll find down here, you'll find up there. And then the other super important thing is that there will actually be bedrooms that are en suite. So your secondary bedrooms, whether those are on the first floor in addition to the master or primary bedroom, or if they're upstairs, they won't share a bathroom. They won't be Jack and Jill. Not all homes at this price point are that way, but they start to get introduced. So you start to see sort of like that guest suite or that standalone suite that has the bathroom on its own. Is there a particular luxury feature that you'd look for in a high-end new construction home? Share it in the comments below. So over these last 3 homes, we spoke about obvious trades, really visible things that you can see the differences between the homes, from the budget-friendly option to the mid-range to the high-end, and now here I am hanging out in the luxury option. And let's take this discussion one step further. Let's talk about what differentiates high-end and luxury options from budget-friendly and mid-range, for those things that you can't see. It goes without saying that the quality of the material, the building material, will be superior in these higher-end homes. One significant difference is the level of insulation. Budget-friendly and mid-range options are going to insulate to code, whereas high-end and luxury options will have insulation that is in that better and best category. You'll find garages that are insulated. You'll notice that garages may in fact either be plumbed for a heater or will already have a heater in the garage. And you may have back patios that are also wired for heaters so you can enjoy them year round. And so long as we're talking about garages, one thing that you might have noticed is that once you hit that high-end market, you find more garage space to fit boats or RVs. And this may seem like a silly luxury feature, but in Idaho, we love our toys. So having space to house them is super important. Other things you find is custom cabinetry, which I already kind of touched on in regards to the high-end build we just visited, but you'll also have heated tile floors in the primary bathroom, washer and dryers possibly in the primary bathroom as well, in addition to a separate laundry room, a dog wash area in the laundry room. So homes will feature smart home capability as well. So that will include things like security, lighting, sound, all controllable from your phone. These high-end and luxury homes might vary depending on whether you get a view or waterfront or more land, thus giving you more privacy. In many cases, the higher-end homes will have a pool or a space for a pool. If our high-end homes start at, say, $1 million, then the luxury homes are probably right around $1.5 million. So one thing that is super cool about these high-end or luxury builds is that there's always sort of like a signature that the builders add, whether it's, hidden walls that turn into closets, or speakeasy rooms, or like I mentioned before, the dog wash, that there's one builder that puts them into all of his laundry rooms. You'll find some primary closets that are bigger than bedrooms and have huge islands in the middle. So there's always that opportunity for the builders, because they're more, they are customized, or they are one-off projects that they're doing to really hit some of those elements that are pretty unique to them as a builder. In the Boise market, it's hard to define specifically where all of the lines are drawn with regards to budget-friendly versus mid-range, or high-end versus luxury. You may be looking for a community that is rich in amenities like pools and sports courts and fishing ponds, and you may be able to find a mid-range home with all of that. But then you may want it, but be looking in the luxury market and struggle to find any of it in your community. So although I have defined concrete features that may differentiate budget-friendly from luxury homes, there are so many variables that go into finding the right home for you. So whatever home you might be looking for, reach out and let's talk through your options and find that perfect home that suits your needs. For more videos about Boise, Idaho real estate and new construction, click on one of my videos on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.